Hey guys, Dr Kahu here and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be doing a continuation to the what if that I created, and that is what if Naruto had a fusion seal, part 1. Now as usual guys, if you guys can please like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, leave the bell notification on so you guys can be the first to get my new content, and of course guys follow me on my streams when I do make my streams eventually. Just hold on, bear with me, I will be doing that. And yeah, thank you guys all for being on my videos and commenting, and I hope you guys like the new videos that they come out. Bear in mind I'm going to be doing my old ones again, just not right away, okay? Just need to catch up on this. So I hope you guys enjoy these consecutive daily uploads. I haven't done them in a while, but yeah, thank you guys so much. Without further ado guys, let's get into this next part of this what off, and that is what if Naruto had a fusion seal, part 2. So let's begin. So first things first guys, I'm going to do a few retcons upon this what off, and then we're going to continue with it, okay? First and foremost, I'm going to change that the seal is not permanent. However, the one that was the host, the one that hosted the bodies, the people within them, they retain the power while the other person just comes back to life, you know? With the memories upon what happened. But yeah, they can't do that. And not only that, it will take a special situation to remove the seal, and someone finally finds the special situation. So I hope you guys understand it from there, okay? So let me reiterate. The people that they fused with, they retain their fused abilities when they separate, okay? So Guy, he doesn't retain Kakashi's abilities, but he's far stronger than he would have been in canon right now. So is Rock Lee and so is Tenten. However, Kakashi, Naruto and Sakura retain all the power that they gain being fused people. Okay? So if you guys understand that, let's continue this what if, okay guys? So there's your retcon. Now let's begin. Now where I last left off, Kakashi is actually squaring off against Naruto, Sakura, and Neji. Bear in mind Neji is adjourning, but he's still part of Team Kakashi Guy in a sense. And so there is that. Sasuke just managed to leave because of plot, okay? It needed to go that way. And yeah. So I hope you guys like that. Now that you had a quick recap, let's get into this next part. So let's begin. As Kakashi is looking over at Naruto, Sakura, Neji, Kakashi looks at him and goes to them, "Are you guys ready?" Neji goes, "Are you sure this is how the battle test goes?" He goes, "Yeah, this is how the battle test goes. We have to work as a team to beat him. We have to utilize all our skills to get to him." And Neji goes, "That's going to be a hard mission, don't you think, Naruto?" And Naruto goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Bear in mind, if Kakashi Sensei was hard to get to, what do you think it would be if Kakashi and Guy are together?" Naruto goes, "Oh, you're right. You're really right." Neji, because they all have their they're ready. Sakura has her scrolls ready. Naruto's on his third gate, and what's it called? Neji has his Byakugan. So as Kakashi's watching, he's smiling, mentally picturing how they're gonna fight. You know, he knows how possibly Sakura and Neji fight easily, but he doesn't know how Naruto fights, despite him having Rock Lee's abilities, okay? Naruto is the most unpredictable one. And not only that, because Naruto can enter into the 8 gates really easy, this surprises Kakashi. And so Kakashi stays there, and so he goes, "Well now, are we going to begin the same way we did last time, Naruto? Or are we going to begin differently?" Naruto smiles and goes, let's get on with it, Kakashi Sensei." He readies himself. And they all Team 7 readied himself. Kakashi goes, "Alright then, begin." Boom! Naruto splits, cracks the ground, and he appears right by Kakashi and punches Kakashi. But Kakashi is able to catch Naruto's hand, and he goes, "Still impulsive as ever, eh, Naruto? You haven't learned a bit." Naruto goes to him, "I've learned a lot. I really learned a lot. For instance, do not just continue looking forward. Maybe I'm somewhere else." Kakashi's like, "Huh?" Naruto's smoke poofs, disappears, and what happens is Neji from a distance saw the opportunity and chucked the air palm at Kakashi, managing to actually throw Kakashi off guard by pushing him back. And Sakura throws hundreds of kunai bombs at Kakashi, and Kakashi begins to duck and dodge all of them, roll them around, catch them, flip them back at them, throw them back at all of them. But because Sakura's master of weapons, just like Tenten was, and she has her unique massive skill, she grabs this big as mallet hammer out of her her summoning weapons, jumps over Kakashi and slams it into the ground. Now when she slams that gigantic mallet into the ground, it causes a huge earthquake in the area. Kakashi like looks down like, what the hell? And Kakashi, but he smiles, he lands down, he goes, I see that, so the training wheel Lady Tsunade went fruitful for you, Sakura? Sakura smiles, she instantly grabs 2 scrolls on the behind her, and she throws them up, she jumps up in the air, and she begins to unseal all of them and continue throwing multiple shuriken kunai at Kakashi, making him have to keep a distance from her. But he's easily ducking and dodging, there's nothing to him, you know, he's got guys and Kakashi's reflexes together, you know, this is like stupid slow motion. But thanks to Sakura's super strength, these are moving at extreme speeds. So Kakashi has to, you know, do things. Now as it's going down, Neji comes in and begins a taijutsu battle with him, but he easily gets gets pushed back by Kakashi. And then Naruto comes in and kicks Kakashi and begins a battle, and bear in mind Kakashi's still on his base form, he's not even on the first, second or third gate. Naruto's on his third gate and he's fighting Kakashi and he's having a pretty interesting taijutsu battle. Kakashi is quite impressed with how Naruto is doing, and so he begins to press him more. But then Naruto focuses him, begins to press Kakashi to the point where Kakashi has to open the first and second gate. Kakashi flexes, pushes Naruto back, he closes his eyes and he opens it quickly. The first and second gate are opened. And he instantly rushes into a fight, but Neji jumps in the way, right in front of Kakashi with his hand cell, and he begins to do his rotation. But Kakashi, knowing how the rotation works, and he has the Sharingan, he easily able to catch all of Neji's hand as he rotates. He's actually, what he's doing is every time Neji throws a punch, Kakashi's throwing his arm around in a circle, throwing around, round. And so every time Neji tries to, his rotation is increasing faster and faster, to the point where Neji can't even keep up with the rotation of his own attack due to his feet movement, and he realizes what Kakashi has done. He tries to stop himself, but Kakashi goes down, and he kicks Neji right in the face. He grabs Neji's foot as Neji's in the air, and throws him down, slams him onto the ground. And Kakashi goes, best do better next time, Neji. Boof! The Neji itself turns to a substitution. The real Neji runs back behind Kakashi and goes to throw a punch. Naruto also doing the same. Sakura throwing multiple paper bombs at Kakashi. All 3 Team 7 are trying to ace Kakashi. But Kakashi smiles, and as Neji's gentle fists, Naruto's fists coming at Kakashi, and Sakura's paper bombs coming at him, Kakashi smiles. He goes very well. He opens the third gate. Boom! Third gate opens, and the fourth, pushing everyone back except for Naruto. Sakura's paper bombs blow up in midair, and Neji gets pushed down, dragging across the ground. As Naruto, they're still running forward. Kakashi looks at Naruto and goes, "Let's see what you got, kid." Boom! They both split and they both blitz, destroying every area where they're fighting. Naruto's been overwhelmed by this Kakashi. Kakashi's smiling, you know. He's disseminated Naruto to the point where Naruto has to focus to bring Kakashi into the open battleground. And so as Naruto does that, he jumps back. Sakura instantly sees what Naruto's done. She comes in and throws multiple bombs, multiple shurikens, even swords, rushes out with sword, and tries to get at Kakashi, but Kakashi just jumps over her, flips over her, and then Neji comes in, throws, begins his gentle fist, trying to get Kakashi. And as Naruto lands, he sees Kakashi amping it up, so Naruto puts his hands together, and he focuses, and he opens down the gates, the 4th to the 5th gate. When he opens to the 5th gate, Naruto stands there fully. And what happens is Kakashi flips Neji, pushes him down, and sidesteps Sakura and sweeps her. And Kakashi goes, I may be Kakashi, but I'm still Guy as well, so I know all your guys' moves, regardless of Team 7. And then what happens is Naruto's standing there, and Kakashi goes, I see you've progressed further in your gate progression than I thought, Naruto. Naruto goes, you may say that, and then Naruto focuses even more, he goes, but this is a risk I'm going to take. And Naruto focuses all his energy, and he opens the 6th gate right in front of Kakashi. And Neji goes, incredible. Neji never got Neji. Rock Lee never got that far. Naruto instantly put his foot down, cracks the ground, and he speed blitzes Kakashi. Kakashi does the same. He instantly jumps back, even though he's in the 5th gate. And they're fighting, and bear in mind they're like in a sense in the equal state. Naruto is just moving at a much more volatile and more powerful, explosive nature, but Kakashi's just taking it on from him, you know. He can see with his Sharingan, he has the reactions of a might guy, you know, man, he's the man. And so they're fighting, and Naruto is actually pretty much fighting uphill with Kakashi. He's pushing him to the point where Kakashi actually catches Naruto, grabs his wrist, pulls him down, kicks Naruto in the face, throws him into a tree, and as Naruto hits the tree, Kakashi's already released 3 fireball jutsus at his back. Naruto looks like he's teleporting, but he actually appears on another tree. He lands. He's breathing heavily. Kakashi goes, how's your body doing, Naruto? And Naruto's like, I'm getting a workout if that's what you mean, Kakashi-sensei. And Kakashi smiles and goes, yeah, But how is the gate happening in your body? Naruto goes, it's murder, but we have to win. Neji looks at Naruto and takes his opportunity. He throws multiple air palms at Kakashi. Sakura herself has been placing unique sealing tags and everywhere, and waiting for an opportunity to strike. And as Neji begins to strike, Kakashi instantly reacts, dodges Neji's attack, he flips over, and he instantly speed busts Neji. And as he's about to throw a punch, Kakashi notices on the ground a sealing formula appear. Kakashi jumps up in the air just over the sealing formula. And when he lands behind Neji, he kicks Neji into the sealing formula. And he gets locked in place with Sakura's sealing tags. Neji's arms are pushed up, holding him in place. He's like, damn! And Naruto's still on the ground, but he gets up. He's angry now. The Nine Tails in Naruto's mind's like, so this is it? This is the great power that you have, Naruto? I thought over your years of training you'll be able to defeat him. Isn't that what you've been telling me? Naruto's like, shut up, Fox. I'm just getting the hang of this, that's all. And he goes, your body's about to give. Use my power, idiot. Merge it with this, at least you'll be able to do something better. Naruto goes, so when are you so compliant? He goes, maybe I like seeing you fight, Naruto. Maybe I like seeing you prove people wrong. At the same time, you're still a big idiot, regardless. Naruto's like, come on. And he goes, let's go, Naruto. What happens is the Nine Tails slams his hand, even though he's in the cage, and as his hand slams into the ground, the Nine Tails chakra pulls over Naruto. And Naruto, in the real world, he stands up. His green chakra was emanating from him, but it disappeared. And a Nine Tails chakra cloak appeared over Naruto's body, 2 tails. And as Naruto stands up, Kakashi looks at Naruto and he goes, now you decide to take it seriously, Naruto. This will be fun. Kakashi activates his Mangekyo Sharingan. Bear in mind, Kakashi has activated his Mangekyo Sharingan. And stares right at Naruto, and Naruto's standing there. He's like, so you've gone all the way up, at Kakashi Sensei? Well then I won't hold back then. Hey Nine Tails, you mind giving me just a little bit more? He goes, they use it all at once, idiot. Slams his other hand in the ground, and what ends up happening is Naruto ends up in his 4-tail state. And when he's in his 4-tail state, Naruto's standing there, and Kakashi's like, he's actually quite surprised that Naruto's gone so far. Neji and Sakura are kind of scared, you know? Jiraiya and Lady Tsunade looking up from a distance. And this is when Naruto begins to really push himself. There's the furthest he's been in this Tail Beast transformation while being in control. And Naruto accidentally and overpoweredly, he blasts at Kakashi, takes one swipe that breaks the majority of the trees in the area. Kakashi just instantly senses and felt that immense power from Naruto. As Kakashi dodged him, Naruto used his eyes. He used his Nine Tails chakra tails to instantly come around and try to hit Kakashi. But Kakashi was able to flip over all 3 of them. But the 4th tail itself came underground, grabbed Kakashi and slammed him down. Kakashi was able to disperse himself and jump back. But then this is when Naruto turned around and shot a mini Biju bomb at Kakashi. Kakashi knows that he has a finite or a limited amount of times he can Kamui things. So he jumps back, and as the mini Tail Beast Bomb is about to hit him, Kakashi does a Kamui and instantly gets teleports the Tail Beast Bomb away. And Kakashi's like, Naruto realizes if he uses that move again, he drains himself. So Naruto begins to do so. Now, a stupid mistake happens for Naruto that he doesn't realize, and it's actually be beneficial for the story in the sense of characters development. Naruto speed busts Kakashi, and this is when Kakashi takes it a little bit seriously. He steps back, he realizes what Naruto's going to do, and so he opens the 6th gate, he rushes at Naruto. Bear in mind, Jiraiya and Tsunade are both thinking like, whoa, this is going way too far. These guys are going way too hard. I hope this village is going to be okay. And as Kakashi and Naruto begin the battle, Naruto gets hit by Kakashi, but Naruto was able to catch Kakashi's hand, flip him down, and jump in. And as Naruto jumps in, what ends up happening is he hits the ground, a bunch of rubble almost falls on Sakura, so she jumps forward. But what ends up happening is Neji finally frees himself from the ceiling tag, and Naruto, Sakura, and Kakashi end up landing into the ceiling area where Neji was first placed in. And what happens is, once they get in there, unfortunately it's a reactive seal, so it grabs Kakashi, Sakura, and Naruto. And so as they're being pinned, Neji rushes over and grabs he's about to grab the bells, but Kakashi is forcing himself out. He's about to use Kamui, but then Naruto's chakra and his own since the beat Kakashi that is the problem here. Naruto forces himself out, uses the Nine Tails chakra to break the seal, but what ends up happening is the Nine Tails chakra floods the seal, It ends up entering into Kakashi and Sakura's body. Chakra emanates on their body and it rages out. Kakashi and them are losing control. They're like, what the hell? And so Naruto, the Nine-Tailed states what's exactly happened. He goes, unintentionally, Naruto has transferred his chakra, and if he doesn't do something about it now, this could kill him. Naruto, like, he's tired. He rushes up to them. He asks his Nine-Tails, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Dry is ready. He's ready to come across and help Naruto. They're all standing. Sakura's like screaming in pain, and so is Kakashi. He's in so much pain. Their skin begins to burn. Their tails increase into 2, then 3. Now, bear in mind that is linked to Naruto's chakra. And then Naruto focuses and he realizes the best thing he can do is try to absorb the chakra. So he rushes over to them, like the Nine-Tailed states. He runs over Kakashi and Sakura and grabs them and tries to rip them out of the seal. But what ends up happening, a massive explosion happens. A big beam of light shines up. Naruto manages to pull Sakura and Kakashi and himself out of the seal. And they hit the ground, but what ends up happening, the seal dissipates. And there lies Guy, Tenten, and Lee. Rock Lee. When Neji sees it, they're like, what? It's dry lands? He's like, huh? And they're all looking up, they're actually quite surprised. Guy Mako gets up and goes, what the? Hey! Kakashi, I'm not... Then he looks at Tenten, and he looks at Rock Lee, and he looks at Neji, and Neji's like, Guy Sensei? And Tenten, Lee! They run up to each other, and Guy gives them a hug. Kakashi and them are so confused what happened, they thought the jutsu was permanent. Tsunade and them all there. Rock Lee, he's like, but my leg is healed. Bear in mind, they are the same, well, they're not the same people. They did age within Naruto and Sakura. And at this present time, Rock Lee has outgrown his clothes dramatically, and so is Tenten. Guys are still the same, you know. And bear in mind, their clothes were like non-corporeal, so, you know, it just exists like how when they move chakra back and forth, regardless. Anyway, with Rock Lee, Tenten, and Guy are there, they're so baffled. Lee is happy to see them, but when Kakashi gets up, he still retains the same abilities. And Naruto feels the same way as too, and Sakura. Naruto powers down, of course. He's standing there out of breath, lying down. He's like, what's going on? Kakashi-sensei? And Kakashi looks at Naruto, he goes, I don't know, Naruto, but whatever you have done, you have freed us, well, you have freed Guy, Tenten, and Rock Lee from us. Naruto opens his eyes, he gets up, and when Sakura, Kakashi, and Naruto look over, they see them, but they don't believe it. And Kakashi goes, it makes no sense. And Naruto goes, what is that? And he goes, I still feel Guy's power, I haven't changed one bit. Kakashi puts his hands together, he focuses, and he opens the third gate, but then he instantly fizzles out, fighting Naruto, the chakra burning over his body. Kakashi grabs himself, like, ugh, he's in pain. But what ended up happening is, some of Naruto's chakra actually went into Kakashi and Sakura. You know, and some of Kakashi and Sakura's chakra went into Naruto. Bear in mind, the chakra that Kakashi and Sakura had was also Guy and Tenten's, so Naruto has a piece of their chakras too. And so with that, Guy is just happy to be free, happy to see his friend. They catch up. They all stop the what's it called, the training exercise, I guess. Kakashi instantly agrees that Naruto and Sakura are fit to be part of Team 7 again. And Kakashi looks at Neji and tells him it'll be a shame that he didn't have him as his third person. Neji says it was an honor even being a part of, I'm acknowledged as part of your team, Kakashi Sensei. Guy looks at him, he hugs his team, he's so happy to be back. And they all look at Naruto. All of them look at Naruto. Rock Lee goes, at first, Tenten was about to explode at him of anger. But what ends up happening is Rock Lee walks over to Naruto and gives him a hug. And tells Naruto, thank you so much for trying to save me. I know exactly what you try to do. Even though it went kind of wrong, Naruto's like, yeah. But Lee goes, I appreciate this. Not only do I have a friend, but I have a brother now. Naruto smiles and they both shake hands, and Lee acknowledges that. He goes, regardless of us fused together or not, Naruto, I will always forever consider you this as close as my brother. We were one mind, you know. Naruto's so happy about this. But then Tenten comes and still explodes at Naruto. Sakura calms her down because Sakura still has Tenten's power within her. They're still confused upon this, okay? And so, after everyone has their catch up, Lady Tsunade is happy that Team Guy's back. My bad, sorry, I just punched my mic. Lady Tsunade is happy that Team Guy is back in action. and she can now re-implement them together. Bear in mind they're all stronger. Rock Lee has access to the 6th gate, Tenten has access to all the summoning stuff that Sakura has done, and Guy himself, his own abilities are enhanced, you know, like, bear in mind they can't use chakra or jutsus as good as like Naruto or Kakashi, but Rock Lee and Guy now can use jutsu better, even Tenten can. Thanks to it, Tenten's strengths even increased dramatically too, to the point where if she wanted to continue it, she'll eventually reach full capacity as well. So there's a lot that's going to be happening with these two teams, Team Kakashi and Team Guy. Now with all the team catch up and they go back to the Hokage's office, Tsunade is kind of confused on what to do. She's reading the scroll of sealing, she's reading all of Minato's notes, Hashirama's notes, the Uzumaki finds, and they find that they've never had a recorded case of anyone unfusing. But if there is like a slight warning, if ever the case of spirit fission or spirit splitting apart, the person that was casted will retain the ability. When Tsunade reads this side note, she looks at them and she asks Kakashi, "You can enter the 8 gates, right? Naruto, you too? Sakura?" And they all agree they can retain. They still have retained all the memories of their past fusees or people that was fused with them, and all their powers and experience. But so does Rock Lee and them. The only thing is, Guy don't have a Sharingan. That's the only thing, but he can use the majority of Kakashi's jutsus, you know? Not to the same extent. However, Naruto and them can use all the abilities to the exact extent of the person that they housed, okay? Oh, sorry, I'm confusing myself. So long story short, Team 7 retains the power, or Team Kakashi retains the power of Team Guy, okay? That's it. Now, as the teams are all there and they're happy, Naruto is beaming. Like, they're all just happy that to be individuals again, in a sense. And so, as everyone settles back into the village as individuals, what ends up happening is a Hidden Sand Village sends a message that Gaara has been kidnapped. The moment they hear this, Naruto, Team Kakashi, and Team Guy, they go together, okay? Lady Tsunade states that this will be a good thing, since you guys all know how to work together. Neji's the only one that's left out. Neji's like, what? Come on. But Tamari states she'll be the 3rd member on Team 7 until she gets back to the Hidden Sand. Everyone agrees, and so they all disappear. Now, when they leave the village, Danzo gets told by the Root Black Op Ombu that Naruto Team 7 has separated from Team Guy. And that there's now extra joining, and this is when Danzo's like, he's going to work this into his plan. It's going to make it more easier for him to do certain things, you know, and you'll see soon. But what goes down is, as Naruto and them are heading out, it still takes them the same amount of time. Like, actually, no. Because Kakashi and Guy have the same exact competitive nature, because Kakashi has his own mentality, plus Guy's inside of him, they are really competitive, okay? And so is Naruto with Rock Lee, and Tenten and Sakura has the same. They're just happy to have a team back. He's happy to have his friends back and have extra friends, you know? And so as they rush, they get there way earlier. Tamara's like, what the hell is wrong with them? Instead of taking them 3 days, it takes them 2.5 days, okay? Bear in mind, they still have to wait the sandstorm out. That's the one thing that slows them down and brings them back to the exact time period of when they need to get back to the Hidden Leaf. And so when they get there, the whole team rushes in. They all go, and Tamari takes them to the hospital. And this is when Chiyo comes. When Chiyo goes to attack Kakashi, Naruto and Rock Lee. So bear in mind, Rock Lee has the same tendencies as Naruto. Naruto and Rock Lee move like a single mind individually, and they stop Lady Chiyo from attacking Kakashi. And from there, Naruto and Rock Lee smile at each other. They acting like twins. They find it funny. But what happens is Naruto and them sit back, and this is when Sakura begins to heal Conqueror. Now, the funny thing about this is Tamari also knows Tenten also knows how to use medical ninjutsu. And so as they go to listen now, everything Sakura is the one that introduces it more clearer than Tenten, but she also has the same idea. Now, the only problem is the herbs, but Sakura goes, I never leave Konoha without this, having Tenten's mentality. She grabs one of the scrolls out, opens the scroll, summons that scroll, and she opens the scroll to summon the scroll, which is confusing in my brain, to summon the stuff she needs, all the material she needs. She opens up and resummons all the herbs. When Chiyo sees this, it reminds her of Tsunade and how really versatile she was. And so when Tenten and Sakura begin to heal Konkoro, they heal him faster than Canon, okay? They just say they heal him 50% faster than Canon. But he still needs that night to recover, to wake up, you know? And so as they are doing their job, Chie finds out Kakashi is the son of the White Fang. Guy and Kakashi talk a lot, and they in a sense are more like brothers too, because they are in each other's mind. Guy manages to shoot a fireball jutsu, which blows his mind. It's little, but it's bigger than anything he's ever created. He makes a shadow clone, and Guy looks at Kakashi and he goes, I can do jutsu, Kakashi. And Kakashi smiles, he goes, so the side effects goes backwards and forth between us, huh? And he goes, yeah, but I don't have that useful ability of the Sharingan like you. And Kakashi places his hand and he goes on the shoulder and goes, when did you ever need a Sharingan to fight? They both look at each other enough, knowing exactly what they're talking about. And Naruto and Rock Lee, they just hang out. They challenge each other, they just be close brotherly friends, you know? They can't help it. And Rock Lee has the same goal to help Naruto bring back Sasuke. And so Team Guy and Team Kakashi are working together in the same regard, okay? Now, what happens is, as what's the name? Tamari and Sakura wait for Konkoro to wake up. What's it called? The Akatsuki is still draining Gaara of Shikaku, so that still goes down. Now, what happens is when Naruto and Rock Lee, they sleep. Kakashi wakes them up. He tells them that after Konkoro woke up and everything, he told them where he went. That he had that Paku had found the Akatsuki base. Team Guy and Team Kakashi, they get ready to leave. And so they all get up and they go. Chio leaves with them, of course, because she wants to be the standing member, so she wants to see her grandson at least anyway. And so they all go. Now everything goes relative the same, but until Zetsu sees how much people are coming. Zetsu states to Pain and all of them that Hidden Leaf Shinobi are approaching, and there's more than a few there. And they go, how much? And he goes, if I was to say relative to what is, there's 9 people coming. There's 8 people coming. 8 people. And they ask, who are they? And what happens is Zetsu explains all the characteristics of the character. And this is when, what's his name? Kisame wants to fight Kakashi. But when they find that Guy and them there, everything goes near relative. What happens is Kakashi and them all come together. Kisame and Itachi and Zetsu himself, they come up, you know, try to help. Bear in mind, there's like 2 different types of Zetsus. Like 2 Zetsus and Kisame and Itachi. Bear in mind, these Zetsus are the real weak, dumb version ones, okay? They're just there for fodder, really. And as they stand there, Itachi standing there, Kisame stand there, and they're confronted by the team. Itachi immediately places all the weaker ones under Genjutsu. Well, he tries to anyway. But Kakashi's already speed blitzed them. Kisame tries to attack Kakashi, but Guy immediately appears to and kicks Kisame straight in the face, sends him flying. Kisame lands, is like, wow. When what happens is Guy signals to his team. Team Guy goes with what's it called? Guy to fight Kisame. Team Kakashi fights Itachi. The Zetsu see it and they go to attack. But what ends up happening is Naruto powers up a Rasengan, destroys one Zetsu and grabs the other and slams him down. Rock Lee instantly disappears, and he appears right behind what's his name, Kisame, and begins to fight. Bear in mind, Rock Lee can use shadow clones. He doesn't have he can make like a couple of shadow clones here or there, but yeah, he's not as talented as with Jutsu as he should be. Like how Guy is, he's not as talented with Jutsus, but he'll get there. And so as they begin to fight, Kisame still overpowers them with water, and he still puts them all in prisons. But this is the rub-off here. This is the different thing here. Because Guy can use jutsu, when Kisame tries to attack Guy on water, Guy easily uses his own water style. He uses water style water dragon to attack the clones that are holding his team there. When they see this, they try to attack it, but what happens? Guy runs over and he immediately tries to attack after the water dragon hits them. But the real Kisame comes and tries to swipe at him, so he instantly grabs a kunai, blocks it, pushes him down. He jumps on the ground, he opens the 5th gate, immediately explodes. And then he stands there and he speed blitzes. He uses lightning chakra because he has lightning chakra now. He's able to use it. All the jutsu that Kakashi can use, Guy can use to a weaker degree. But this works out fine for him. Okay? And so, like, for instance, this Might Guy doesn't need to use the fire attack where he punches air. Instead, he puts a lightning through his hand. He rushes up to him. He knows he can't do the Chidori, but he can do a lightning fist. Yeah, and as Kisame's guard is thrown off, Guy rushes up, explodes right next to him. And as he appears with the 6th gate right in front of Kisame, hits his face, lightning chakra emits right through his whole body like a mini lightning bolt, and it explodes out of his body, sends him flying, hits the wall, and before Guy touches the water with his hands, emitting lightning, he deactivates the lightning chakra in his hand, he hits the water, and he's like, huh. Kisame is destroyed, dead, and Guy's like, huh, that was easy. The team will all recover and they head back to where Kakashi and them are. Now, back with, as Guy and them finish that, back with Kakashi and Naruto and them, when they're fighting Itachi's easily being handled by Kakashi. Easily, and the Zetsu's already taken out. One of them was already still there, and he tries to get away, but Chiyo uses her chakra threads to hold it in place, and then wraps it up and places a powerful seal. Maybe the hidden sand, the hidden liquor. Look at this person. Look at these weird non-living things. And so, with that down, Itachi is being thrown off guard to the point where he knows the best thing to do is to taunt Naruto. And when he tells Naruto that he's going to come and kill him and kill Sasuke, Naruto instantly hears this, he reacts straight away. And subconsciously, as I stated, Naruto can activate the 3rd gate. Naruto activates the 3rd gate, he rushes at Itachi. Itachi tries to place a genjutsu upon him, but right away Kakashi is there to block it. Naruto slams a Rasengan straight into his chest, instantly killing the whatever clone it is, and hits the ground, and reveals that it wasn't Itachi. As they stand there, Chiyo couldn't believe just how powerful this team is. She's like, whoa, I'm like so behind. I should have just stayed home. And so what happens is, as they go off, they leave the Zetsu there, of course. He's bound, he can't do nothing. They go off to the Akatsuki's base. That's where they meet up with Team Guy again. They smile, they easily dispatched it, and when they figure out the plan, Team Guy still goes and removes the tags, and from here everything with Team Guy goes relatively the same, okay? But Team 7, this is the thing that changed the most. Sakura destroys the barrier, and this is when Sasori and Deidara are there. Gaara is dead, laying on the ground, and this is when Naruto properly unleashes. Kakashi states to them that we'll do this together, Naruto. Naruto goes, right Kakashi-sensei. But he looks up when Deidara sits on Gaara and disrespects his body, and Naruto has enough. His eyes instantly turn into the Nine-Tails chakra. Nine-Tails eyes. His 3rd gate opens up immediately. And he's just staring. Absolute staring. Kakashi is also the same, he's ready. And as they begin to fight, it's made very clear that despite them being Akatsuki members, Kakashi and Naruto together, Deidara is easily apprehended and beaten down. He tries to get away with the spread, but Kakashi is too fast. He instantly throws a lightning blade at it, cutting it in half, making sure that it can't explode. And then Naruto, as Deidara falls down, Naruto jumps in the air, 3rd gate leaf hurricane, and kicks Deidara right in the face, cratering him into the wall. With so much power that Deidara can't move. He's knocked out. And when Sasori sees this, they, Deidara, you damn weakling. I have to do everything myself. He looks at him and Chiyo goes, now, my grandson. How long has it been now? And he goes, Granny Chiyo. Long time. Boom! He throws the tail at Chiyo. But Chiyo's smart. Honestly, she's the bomb. She summons all her kunais and throws them around. Sakura's watching. She can't believe how really good Lady Chiyo is. And because Tenten is a weapons master, maybe chakra threads, you know? Like puppeteer chakra threads may be a good learning curve, maybe a good weapon for Sakura to learn. And so as they're fighting, Chiyo sees the opportunity to not only take Sasori's tail out, but to utilize her skills with Sakura to a much more greater degree. Sakura instantly also helps Chiyo by summoning all her weapons, some of the Tenten, and throwing them at Sasori, making her a real good long range fighter. Just so you know, you help until Chiyo summons all her puppets, her 10 puppets that destroyed an army, I guess. And as they go to battle, Sasori he just overbeats them, you know, like with puppeteer, his puppeteer mastery was great, you know. But the battle's going to be going more Sakura and Chiyo's ways, thanks to Sakura already having 100 healings jutsu on his head. but she's more talented with Tenten's abilities, and she's able to do mean fighting styles. Sakura, she's able to do mean things to the point where, unfortunately for Sasori, he has to use the third Kazekage puppet, and that's the thing that takes them off guard. Now, when I do the third Kazekage puppet and he shoots all the thousands of hands at Sakura, this is when Kakashi appears and instantly uses a massive, kind of like a powerful Jidori shockwave and blows up all the hands right above him, right above Sakura. And he stands there. Sakura's like, Kakashi Sensei. Naruto walks over and he goes, we have one down. And Sasori looks at him and goes, you were able to beat that fool. I'm not surprised. Lose to weaklings like you. Naruto goes, Kakashi Sensei. And can I just kill him, please? And Kakashi looks at Naruto and he sees the seriousness in Naruto's eyes. And Chie goes, you really think you can destroy Sasori of the Red Sand? And Naruto puts his hands together, he focuses, and Naruto opens it, and a big vein opens in his head, and he explodes into the 6th gate. But this is just not any ordinary 6th gate. Naruto knows he has limited time on using this, so in the 6th gate, his Ninetales eye is still activated. Only the chakra cloak appears over it. Bear in mind, Naruto's not going to use any tails because he doesn't want to lose too much control. And as Naruto allows the Ninetales chakra to flood around him, the powerful green aura merges with red, so it's green and red, big as blazing aura. When Sasori sees this, he starts to use magnet release. Naruto destroys the ground. He destroys the ground, gets to Sasori and begins to fight him. He destroys the third Kazekage puppet right away. Sasori jumps up and summons all his puppets to try to fight, try to fight Naruto, but this Naruto is just too savage. Naruto is able to do the same kind of shout that he's able to do in the 4th gate that does massive shockwaves. Naruto is able to do so with the 6th gate in the chakra tail, but Naruto has to slam his hand. It's called the thunder slap, pretty much like the Hulk does. But when Naruto does that, it instantly almost destroys Sasori and all his puppets immediately. All his puppets get broken apart. Everything. Sasori's been taken aback. He can't believe it. He really can't believe how powerful this kid is. It baffles him. He uses his flamethrower attack on Naruto, but Naruto's just way too quick. And Naruto even does like a little tiny form of Shikazor, where he punches air and sends a massive shockwave. Yeah, Naruto punches the air, and what happens is Sasori gets hit into the wall, and he's trying to move, but Naruto's force of the punch as was enough for Naruto to pin Sasori. Naruto rushes up and places his hand right through Sasori's puppet body and destroys it, breaking the wall behind him. And as Naruto holds Sasori, Sasori grabs Naruto and goes, you missed my heart. And as he's about to choke Naruto, what ends up happening is Chio sword and cut Sasori's arms off and wrapped the chakra thread around him. Naruto pulls his arms out and looks at Chio. Chio goes, got your back, kid. And Naruto's like, thank you. And as Naruto powers up Rasengan in his hand, it looks back at Sasori and he's about to slam it, but Sasori goes, wait, don't do it. And Naruto's like, why? You killed Gaara. What makes you think you guys are gonna get away with it? He goes, I know where Orochimaru is, that's why. Naruto hits his boom, grabs Sasori's throat, and he pulls him closer. He grabs one of the kunai that he has in his pocket, and he puts it into the heart part, and he goes, so this is the weakness, right? And Sasori looks at it and he starts to feel Naruto stab, and Naruto goes, tell me everything you know about Orochimaru now! And Sasori goes, fine. One of my agents works for Orochimaru. He does everything I say he does. He's my inside man. And that we have a meeting with him 10 days from now on the Tenchi Bridge. And what happens is Naruto's like, alright. And he goes, is that all? He goes, yes, that's all. Naruto throws Sasori at, Lady Chio and them. And as they all regroup, Guy and them regroup and everything like that, what ends up happening, everyone is too distracted to see what's actually happening in the background. Deidara is so angry that he does his massive attack that took Gaara all his energy to block. The same gigantic bomb. Deidara's in the air, goes, you damn bastards! You broke my arm! He looks up at, they all look at him, Deidara's on his bird, and starts to like, so you weren't taken out after all, you idiot. He goes, shows for your show's right, you Sasori. He goes, no offense, but as I told you before, Art throws his massive C1 bomb, I think it is. He goes, Art is an explosion! And as the clay thing almost hits them and detonates right in front of them, Kakashi, without hesitating, utilizing activating his Mangekyo. He uses Kamui, but this is the biggest explosion that he's ever absorbed, and he's focusing and focusing to the point where he's straining. Kakashi trying his best to the point where he gets it, and then after the entire attack disappears, Kakashi collapses, only due to the fact that him using the Kamui this way and keeping the portal open instead of just teleporting it really drained him a lot, in fact. But he'll heal faster thanks to the Naruto Uzumaki chakra, and that's going to play an effect with the Kakashi Sharingan in the future, if you guys know what I mean. Now with Kakashi kind of taking himself out, saving everyone, Data's like, no worries, I could almost make another one. Naruto opens his hands, and as he opens his hand, he's really frustrated now, and the Nine Tails chakra floods over him. He instantly goes into the Three Tails, and as Naruto stands there with the Three Tails, a Rasengan appears, but this Rasengan itself is turning purple. And Naruto goes, is that right? He's getting angry and trying to protect everyone. The Rasengan gets bigger and bigger, and he goes, finally then, if I can't get to kill this one, I will kill you. Oh, Naruto jumps up, and as Naruto jumps up, Deidara flies away, and he's laughing at Naruto. He's like, you can't get me, you weakling. And by the time you even kidnap me, I already killed all your friends down there. And as Naruto sees this and he knows that he's run out of the forward momentum to stay in the air, Naruto focuses and he begins to pump chakra on his feet, and he tries his best, and he gets to the point where he starts to kick air. So much similar to the bro Luffy from One Piece. One of the bros in my previous video asked me to do this, and I actually thought it was a good idea. I wanted to use the same principles of what Guy did, but in the 6th gate state with the Three Tails. Okay, so that's Naruto. And so Naruto, he's kicking the air, jumping straight at him. He's moving even faster and faster. When Guy sees this, he's quite impressed with Naruto. He's really impressed with Naruto. And as Naruto rushes up there, Deidara tries to force the Clay to hurry up, because he's working with one arm. And by the time he finishes, Naruto disappears from his sight and appears right next to him. Deidara's like, he goes, catch! Naruto, as he throws the C1 bomb at Naruto, instantly throws his hand at Deidara by using the Nine Tails chakra hand to extend the mini Biju Rasengan that he's creating. And as it hits the C1 bomb, it explodes so massively, both of them explode and combine so massively that it wipes out Deidara, utterly destroying him, all but leaving his hand. Naruto gets severely damaged and he hits the ground so hard that he causes a massive crater. And so Naruto's lying there on the ground, but Deidara's dead. Dead. Everyone on the ground, they're just trying to protect themselves from the wake of the attack. They can't believe how much force came off this attack. And And as Naruto is lying there, he's looking up and goes, I told you I'll kill you. Naruto powers down. And after Naruto is fully powered down, he's happy. He blacks out for a brief moment. And as he blacks out, his body recovers rapidly. He still has twice the potential. His and Rock Lee's abilities amplified now with Kakashi, Gai's, and Tentens and Sakura's, So Naruto is really strong, having that capacity to heal wounds thanks to Sakura's ability of that 100 healings. Naruto may not have full of them out, but he's able to utilize these abilities really well. Naruto gets up about an hour later. He looks over and everyone's just standing over Gaara's body, his dead body. And Chiyo's trying her best to revive Gaara. And Naruto rushes over, and what happens when they see Naruto, you're alright? Naruto goes, yeah, I'm fine. And Chiyo explains exactly what's happening. Naruto places his hand on Chiyo's hands, and he tells her, I'll help you, I got the chakra. Kakashi goes, Naruto, you just boom. Naruto's hands immediately emit blue chakra over Chiyo's hands, and Chiyo's chakra merges over Naruto's as well, and they begin to heal. And as soon as Sakura realizes that Naruto is using a form of not only just healing jutsu with chakra transfers, but it's working. And what happens is Chiyo dies, Gaara wakes back up with Naruto picking him up, and Team Guy and Team Kakashi from there head back to everything goes relatively the same. The only one big difference is Sasori watched his grandmother give his life to save the Kazekage, and this made Sasori feel down, he's just useless. Can't believe he went so far against his own people. And as she's there, he tells everyone, on my grandmother's dying breath, on my grave, I renounce the Akatsuki. I don't care if I stay in prison, as long as I get to help the Sand. I'll help you guys with everything I can. Seeing my grandmother do that changed me. He looks down. Gaara and them see this, and they all kind of agree. So Sasori stays back in the village, but he does say to them though, he goes, I do have a meeting with Kabuto on the Tenchi Bridge. So if you go there, he gives Naruto and them the Ryukyu puppet and tells them to use this, okay? And so he does. They all do. They take they take the piece of the Ryukyu puppet that they need, or some of it anyway. They go back to the Hidden Leaf. Gaara thanks them, and Team Guy and Team Kakashi get back. Bear in mind, Kakashi is being carried by Guy. Okay, everything from here is going relatively the same now. Okay, Naruto and Rock Lee are second. Well, actually, Naruto beat Rock Lee, but he just lost to Guy. And so Naruto is third, and Rock Lee is fourth. Tenten, Sakura, and Neji are like, but this is when Tenten and Sakura realize how close they can become as friends. Like they're really good, you know. And so yeah, a lot really goes down with the teams. They go back and tell everyone what happened. They will praise him, you know. Everyone welcomes back Guy, Tenten, and Rock Lee. Everyone does. Like Rock Lee, like they all have a massive. They go back to the barbecue place and they have a big ass feed with everyone there, you know. Guy even states that he's buying. He's been all his money. He's been saving up for these years. He's definitely buying. And so all of them, Choji, what's it called? Ino, Shikamaru, Kiba, Hinata, Shino, and Naruto and my Guy's team. You know, all of them are there. Naruto's team and Guy's team, they're all there. You know, all happy, having a good catch up. And this is when Naruto declares in front of all of them. He goes, regardless of what's going to happen, when Kakashi Sensei's in hospital right now, still recovering. He'll recover soon. He's getting there actually. But I'm still going to bring Sasuke back. They all look at Naruto. Rock Lee goes to Naruto. Rock Lee goes to Naruto. I'm going to help you. Whatever you need, Naruto. As I told you, being fused with you and being separated is like being taken away from my brother. Naruto smiles and thanks Lee. They both respond. Tenten's like, she's the same. She feels the same when it comes to Sakura as well, and Sakura, like, she's happy to know. Like, and Guy sees this. He feels the closeness with well, he's part of that same closeness, you know. They all feel connected, but not. And so what goes down is the teams eventually go off on their own and do their own missions again. Team Guy and Team Kakashi. But what happens? This is where things go near the same. Okay. While Kakashi's in hospital, Naruto is walking with Choji and Shikamaru, and he's attacked by puppets. Puppets by bloody ink monsters, you know, whatever they are, whatever the beast scroll bloody things. Damn, sorry, it confused the hell out of me. Do you know the beast scroll things? Then what Sai does? Well, he tests them. He wants to see the ability, but Naruto obliterates them straight away. So does Choji. And when Naruto looks on, this is when he looks at them and goes, alright, it's that guy. Without Neji, Shikamaru uses his partial expansion, oh my god, sorry, I apologize, we're getting mixed up. Shikamaru uses his shadow paralysis to try to catch Sai, but Sai jumps away, and as he lands, he instantly notices that Naruto's behind him. He pulls the sword out, he goes to attack Naruto, but Naruto already had the kunai and stops the blade and puts the kunai at the back of Sai's head. And he goes, what's the big idea? Sai smiles, I just want to test you, that's all. Is that wrong? Naruto goes, yeah, it's wrong if you want to die. Naruto predicted that, puts the kunai closer to Sai's head. This is when Sai flips forward, jumps away, and he gets in the position to fight Naruto, and Naruto's already ready for him. And this is when Sai's like, well, until we meet next time then, Naruto Uzumaki. Instantly disappears using his bloody ink, disappearing whatever it is. And Naruto stands there, all of them go, what the hell was that? And he goes, I don't know, but he knows my name. And so after Naruto and them see Kakashi and they see that he's recovering well, he's upright, everything, he's actually going to be out in the next day, like next couple of hours, you know. And what happens is Naruto goes, so when are we going to leave? And he goes, well, that's the thing, Naruto, Lady Tsunade has a mission for me. I uniquely got a mission for me that I need to do, okay? But one of my old friends is going to come and take over the team for the mission. Naruto, but Kakashi Sensei, what if we need to? He places his hand on Naruto and goes, you're not only just my student in Naruto, but you're also Jiraiya's student, and part of that is also Guy's student as well. So you must understand that Not only do you have a lot on your shoulders, but you're a very talented young kid, okay? You'll be fine. You just need to learn how to control your emotions better. And Naruto's like, come on! Emotions, eh? And Kakashi smiles. And he goes, his name is Yamato. And Naruto's like, huh? He goes, Lady Tsunade informed me about it earlier. But Captain Yamato is going to be your captain, okay, Naruto, for Team Kakashi. Do you understand? I would like you to listen to him as if you're listening to me. Naruto goes, alright Kakashi Sensei, I will. So as Naruto meets Sakura and they head out to meet, what's his name? Yamato. This is when Sai gets into Naruto's view. Naruto sees him and instantly speed blitzes him. Body flickers, grabs Sai and pins him into the wall. And Sai's fake smile annoys him. Naruto goes, that face really annoys me. I want to punch it in. but because Sai annoyed Naruto and tried to attack him, so Naruto's own notion of, yeah, you better get away, G. From here, everything relatively goes the same, up until the point when the Tenchi Bridge situation happens, okay? Kakashi is not there, Naruto, Sakura and Sai have to be friends, Yamato meets Naruto and them, and he buzzes out how different they are, and he explains everything. Now, long story short, when they get to the Tenchi Bridge, this is where things dramatically change. They practice for the next 2 days before Orochimaru gets there, so they understand what they need to do. Naruto still pulls off the transformation Shadow Clone fighting, but this is when Sai goes, why the hell would I do a transformation and utilize your jutsu? We're just the same person, aren't we? Naruto's like, it's called teamwork, idiot. He goes, teamwork. Naruto goes, what's your big idea anyway? What's your problem? What makes you think you're so special than us? And he goes, because I was trained by the elite, not by weaklings. Naruto gets angry and goes, Captain Yamato. And he goes, yes, Naruto. Goes, I'm not gonna, I would like to ask you, just nicely, can me and Sai have a sparring match? And he goes, how will this affect how will this help our routine of training for this mission, Naruto? Explain. Naruto goes, oh, it's just gonna help me retain my anger, you know, I'm so angry, his smugness offends me. And he goes, well, maybe you should learn better, Naruto. Naruto's looking right at Hime, he's really irritated. Naruto's really irritated with Sai. But Sai goes, he goes, why would we want to spar? You might end up dying, Naruto. Naruto gets up, immediately angered as. And he goes, regardless of who you are, you'll never be able to replace Sasuke. And he goes, that rogue ninja, he needs to be executed on the spot as well. Anyone that's a rogue, that's a traitor to the Hidden Left needs to be executed. And if you aid in that traitor, you're also just as bad. He looks at Naruto, he knows what he's doing, and Yamato can see this. But what Sakura does is places her hand on Naruto's shoulder, Naruto. And she looks over to the side with a happy smile. She goes, well, we should also stop all this bickering and fighting and work together as friends, right? As Sai goes, but yeah, and as Sai was about to say that his next words, Sakura punches Sai so hard, sends him flying. Yamato's like, Naruto's like, huh? And what happens is, Sai has a big bruise on the side of his face, and he looks right at Sakura, and Sakura goes, that's your last warning you ever talk bad about my team again. If you're going to be a part of Team 7, I suggest you bug your ideas up properly and learn. Because if you don't ever threaten us again, and Naruto could kill you in the blink of an eye. Sakura walks away. Naruto's like, Yamato goes, yep, that's enough, no sparring. And from there, they begin to build up their team. Sai is very cautious upon the team. Okay, he's very cautious. And so what happens is they train the mission to get to the point where, what's the name? Yamato becomes really good at using the puppet body and transformation and everything. And so they all prepare for the next day. Now what happens is when the next day comes, all of them are ready. Yamato goes onto the bridge and he's walking forward. And he talks to, what's his name, Kabuto, and Kabuto talks to, what's his name? Well, Yamato actually. And as they continue to talk, this is when Kabuto slashes Yamato's puppet. Yamato lands with injured arm. And this is when he tells, Orochimaru tells them to bring forward their team that's hiding on the other side, in which Yamato immediately summons Naruto, Sakura, and Sai lands. And when they get there, Orochimaru reveals himself properly. Naruto goes, where the hell is Sasuke? You're coming back now. And Orochimaru goes, Uzumaki brat. Do you really think that I am keeping him under my control? My will? Sasuke is his own breeze, his own wind that I am following, Naruto. Naruto's like, you sick bastard, you take bodies from other people, you kill people when you want to, huh? Is that it? And he goes, it is the way of the shinobi world, Naruto. Death is a part of it. And if you can change it, then it's all on you. Naruto, he's not losing control right away, he's keeping a sound mind. And then Kabuto's like, you've grown a lot, little brat. But let's see if you're able to do the same thing you did last time. Naruto's not having today. He's really not having it. The Nine-Tails chakra begins to flood at him fully. And his body goes straight into the fourth gate. The fourth tail. As Naruto's in the four tails, he's breathing heavily. Calmly, but heavily. He's slowing things down, he's looking down. And Kabuto's actually taking it back, but he goes to try to swipe at Naruto. But what happens is Sakura lands, catches Kabuto's fist, and throws a punch, but Kabuto was able to catch the hand. But Sakura's immense strength makes Kabuto hit himself and sends him flying across the other side of the bridge. Naruto comes like, Sakura. He said, take Yabuto sensei. Go back now. Sakura looks at Naruto and she can feel the eminent power that Naruto is about to release. Orochimaru is looking at Naruto and goes, and as Naruto and Orochimaru have their stare down, Orochimaru enters into Naruto's psyche plane. And Naruto in the psyche plane and the Nine-Tails look back at Orochimaru. The Nine-Tails burns Orochimaru's body out of it and he hits the ground and says, what the? Naruto looks at Orochimaru. He immediately flicks, he opens his legs again to a stance. He's readying himself. And as Sakura takes Yamato back to the other side of the bridge, Sai is gone. Sai has already disappeared. He's nowhere to be found. I can't find him. And so what happens is Naruto stand there. Your battle is with me, Orochimaru. And when I'm done with you, I will get Sasuke and I'll break every bone in his body and force him back to the hidden leaf. Orochimaru's like, you sound so cynical. You're nothing like your parents. This triggers Naruto. Triggers him more than he ever expected it would trigger him. He launches at Orochimaru, breaking the entire bridge. And as Naruto launches, he swipes at Orochimaru, destroying the entire part of the forest. Right? And as Kabuto gets up and tries to attack Naruto, again Naruto turns back at him and shouts. There's a massive shout that does an echo that blows him away. It's pretty similar to the Thunder Slap, or the normal shouters that Four Tails does. In doing so, Kabuto gets severely injured on his body and he gets sent flying away. The bridge is utterly destroyed now. Yamato gets up and does a wood dome to protect them. But Sakura goes, where is Sai? He goes, don't worry, I put tracking seeds on him, I can find him, not to worry. And so what happens is as Orochimaru gets up, he begins to fight Naruto. And he does pretty well until Naruto stops losing control. After Naruto does one massive mini Biju bomb that does an explosion so big that Yamato knows that they will die if they get too close to this battle. And so what happens is, as Naruto stands there, Orochimaru gets up and he does his sword, but Naruto's able to duck and dodge it, this extended sword. And this way Orochimaru instantly makes the sword smaller and remote controls it to try to attack Naruto while he's in his angry, uncontrollable mode. When Naruto just focuses, he jumps away, he instantly catches the blade, cracks it, and throws and disperses it with his own ear. And this is when Naruto focuses, he knows what Orochimaru is doing. Naruto begins to breathe calmly to slow down the Nine-Tails' anger. The Nine-Tails looks at Naruto and goes, very good. Very good. Naruto's like, he looks at Orochimaru. And as Orochimaru looks at Naruto, Naruto goes, this is not over, you bastard. You are going to give me Sasuke and I am going to kill you. Rushes out Orochimaru with all his speed. Orochimaru's taken aback at how powerful Naruto is. But Naruto don't know that Orochimaru can remote control wirelessly control his weapon, his sword, in mid-air. And so he throws it at Naruto and it goes at Naruto, and then Orochimaru does the multi-shuriken shadow clone, turns the sword into the hundreds and throws them at Naruto, making him have to duck and dodge them. Bear in mind, Orochimaru can't use jutsu, but if he couldn't use jutsu, he wouldn't be able to do the stuff he has, because that's a jutsu-based situation. He just can't use powerful jutsu. I think he can't. Okay, that's my personal belief. Because if he was able to summon those snakes, if he's able to do this and do that, even the reanimation jutsu, you still need chakra and be able to mold chakra to do so. And so for the Orochimaru to be able to reanimate everyone, and everything like that, while having no arms for the chakra, yeah, that makes no sense. So that's why I'm stating Orochimaru can use Jutsu in a sense at this present time, but not a powerful version. But unfortunately for Orochimaru, Naruto is just way too strong, way too powerful. And after Naruto does one more mini BG bomb, Orochimaru uses this to his advantage and to run away. And as Orochimaru runs away, Naruto screams with so much force to cause a mini earthquake, and he's about to transform into his fifth transformation, but Naruto calms down. He stands up, he looks around, the Nine-Tails chakra is disappearing, he's coming back into his normal form. And Naruto slightly drops to one knee. Bear in mind, Kabuto has already left and gone to one of the safe bases. And Naruto themselves is collected by Yamato. Yamato tells Naruto that he believes Sai is defected and he knows where Sasuke is. If he needs to follow, Naruto gets up without hesitating, even though he's still kind of drained. He gets up and he rushes. He rushes over with Yamato and Sakura to go to Orochimaru's hideout base. And when they get there and they stand up above them, instead of all of them running through individual doors, Naruto makes hundreds of shadow clones. They rush the entire building. And as they rush the entire building, a massive explosion happens. Because they stay up top, they look up over and they rush over, and Sasuke standing on top looking down at Naruto's clone. And he already injured Sai. And when Sasuke looks up and he sees Naruto, Sakura and Yamato and looks down and the clone disappears, he's like, huh, Naruto. Naruto and Sasuke look at each other very deeply, and Sasuke goes, you look like you've gotten stronger there, Naruto. And Naruto goes, you also yourself. And what happens is Sasuke goes, oh, let's do borrow power, and he goes, just do. Yeah, Makuyonik says otherwise. And Sasuke activates the Sharingan and he's ready to fight Naruto again. Naruto stands ready and waiting for the next clash. But this is when we leave this one off, guys. I hope you guys like this. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. And yeah, stay tuned, guys, for tomorrow, because I'm going to be bringing out part 2 to What If Goku Became Smart. And yes, and I hope you guys enjoyed the story. I hope you guys enjoyed the changes I put in the story to make it more fun, at least, in a sense. And I hope you guys continue to watch these or what else come out these next couple of days, okay? But as usual, guys, this is Dr. Kahu saying peace.